Chapter 2, Sankhya Yoga, the Path of Knowledge. Krishna, seeing Arjuna overwhelmed with compassion, his eyes dimmed with flowing tears and full of despondency, consoles him. He reminds Arjuna of the reputation he has built as a noble and fearless warrior. If he refuses to fight, he will never be respected again, and all those around him will believe him to be a coward, destroying the respect he has worked so hard to build. Arjuna argues that he will not be able to live with himself if he has to kill his teachers or even his cousins. Rather would I content myself with a beggar's crust than kill these teachers of mine, these precious noble souls. To slay these masters who are my benefactors would be to stain the sweetness of life's pleasures with their blood. Arjuna begs Krishna for guidance. Lord Krishna replies, "The wise grieve neither for the dead nor the living. There was never a time when I was not, nor you, nor these princes. There will never be a time when we shall cease to be." As the soul experiences in this body infancy, youth, old age, and finally death, it then passes into a new body. Death pertains to the body and not the Atman. The Atman, which is the spirit or soul within, which pervades all that we see, is imperishable. Nothing can destroy the spirit. It was not born, it will never die, nor once having been, can it cease to be. Unborn, eternal, ever-enduring, changeless, yet most ancient, the spirit does not die when the body dies. As a person discards their old clothes and puts on new, so the spirit throws off its worn-out bodies and takes fresh ones. Be not anxious about these armies, Arjuna. The spirit in man is imperishable. Those external factors which bring cold and heat, pain and happiness, joy and sorrow, they come and go. They are not permanent. Endure them bravely, O Prince. The hero whose soul is unmoved by circumstance, who accepts pleasure and pain, profit and loss, victory and defeat with equal measure, only they are fit for immortality or immersion in the divine. Remember that one's svat-dharma, or duty in life, is the highest service to the Atman or true self within. For a warrior such as you, one's duty to fight against evil, greed, cruelty and jealousy is your highest duty, and you must not shy away from it. Arjuna, I have given you a brief explanation on the Atman. Now listen carefully, and I will explain a practical method, Karma Yoga, by means of which you shall break through the bondage of all action. On this path, endeavor is never wasted, nor can it ever be repressed. Even a very little of its practice protects one from the cycle of death and rebirth. You have the right to work or action in this world, but do not be attached to the fruits of your labor. While no one can deny you the outcomes of your action, you can refuse to be attached or driven by these rewards. It is only the petty-minded who work for reward alone. Physical action is far inferior to a mind concentrated on the divine. The sages, guided by pure intellect, renounce attachment to the fruits of action, and freed from the chains of rebirth, they reach the highest bliss. Arjuna asks, "My Lord, how can we recognize the saint who has attained pure intellect, who has reached this state of bliss and whose mind is ready? How do they talk? How do they live? And how do they act?" Lord Krishna replied, "When a person has given up the desires of the heart and is satisfied with the self alone, be sure that they have reached the highest state. The sage whose mind is unruffled in suffering, whose desire is not roused by enjoyment, who is without attachment, anger, or fear, take them to be one who stands at that lofty level. They who, wherever they go, is attached to no person and to no place, who accepts good and evil alike, neither welcoming the one nor repulsed by the other, take them to be one who is merged in the infinite. They who can withdraw their senses from the attraction of objects, as the tortoise draws their limbs within their shells, take it that such a one has attained perfection. Restraining them all, they meditate steadfastly on the divine, for they who conquer their senses achieve perfection. When a person dwells on the objects of the sense, they create an attraction for them. Attraction develops into desire, and desire breeds anger. Anger induces delusion. Through delusion, reason is shattered, and loss of reason leads to destruction. But the self-controlled soul who moves among sense objects, free from either attachment or repulsion, they win eternal peace. Having attained peace, they become free from misery. For when the mind gains peace, right action follows. Right action is not for those who cannot concentrate. Without concentration, there cannot be meditation. They who cannot meditate must not expect peace. And without peace, how can anyone expect happiness? Therefore, Arjuna, they who keep their senses detached from their objects, take it that their mind is purified. The saint is awake when the world sleeps, and they ignore that for which the world lives. This is the state of the self, the supreme spirit, to which if a person once attains, it shall never be taken from them. Even at the time of leaving the body, they will remain firmly enthroned there, and will become one with the eternal. Never forget that the true goal of life is nothing short of merging with the divine consciousness itself. Thank you for watching so far. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're new here, please subscribe. This will ensure that more people can find this resource. Click the notification button so that you can be the first to know about new uploads. And please do comment below. I'll do my best to reply to any questions. Thank you.